to the long side. I think maybe that's going to start to come into play here. So patience, patience, patience. This is what happened to me on Tesla yesterday, where I was way too early in trying to catch a bounce. Rivian, you waited for the capitulation, and it was fantastic. Tesla, you get it too early, it ruins your day. So I want to wait for the level
okay.
that like here at NVIDIA.
These are going to be...
Just now.
Not that... Again.
QNRX was the name that I think...
This is me chilling out. Not listening to music, just doing this, listening to stock trading people in the background or something in the background. And if anyone like pops in and says hi, I'll chat. But
this gets back below $2, and I might think about shorting it
no,
a little bit earlier.
this is not me being like. If anything interesting happens,
for these small caps, and again, it was so beaten up yesterday.
and if anyone wants to talk about Australics, what's happening, the current market is shitting itself. The world's ending, everyone's about to die, yada yada yada. The general consensus. I might start making YouTube videos on cryptocurrency. I'm just talking about like certain things.
We're doing a lot of reloads here, guys, today. Neo, we finally wait to put on a piece here. Now our average price $29.73. So this is
there is a bunch of shit that I could easily do for videos. Like, just
so let's see if we can go back up to the upside on that name. Obviously, DraftKings just broke above and tricked me. Just broke above 27 there. We got another piece out. Otherwise, we just got to fill at 95. So hopefully this can come down. Now I'm going to hold this, hopefully the rest of the day, and we can get back down into here. But that's a lie. I do have a bid at 26.60, right where we sort of started this whole thing. So we do have a bid down there. And then guess what? AMC.
Hey, actually got some bloody wood cutting. My wood cutting. I'm just not getting anything from trees.
Probably retracing a little bit. No, Apple. Good out on Apple, guys. That dropped all the way to 172.50. Hello. So that was a good one for us. Brendan, give it to us.
Another one trying to bounce after 52-week lows yesterday, guys. Lemonade just popping up on volume here. Nice look so far today, anyways, for Lemonade. $36 up to 40 for LMND. So, I mean, like, I have things on my quote board. Sometimes it's because I hold them, but I just noticed this, and we just talked about it in chat. I was like, it's crazy. Sometimes I think people are reading minds. And someone asked, like, is it time for a good short on this? The reason why a firm over something like this to find a short, or maybe people look at like Rivian, is Lemonade does usually pretty terrible volume as a day trade. It's over 1 million today, so you might have to throw that one out of the window and say it's going to be tradable when it does that kind of volume, because 1 million shares, man. And this is the last time it popped up 39.50. So short answer, yes. Long answer, there was a wick top a few days ago, and it did break this. And it broke through 40, so I'd almost rather see it consolidate a bit before jumping in, but it'd be a short, and then 40.50 is growth, not $40 even. Usually I think we have free shorts. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I do like it if it can hold a little bit here. Good volume on the stock today. You don't usually get that, and who let the dogs out? Yeah, there you go. There we go, dogs. Oops, that's still a 15-minute chart. It did just, and that's the NASDAQ. It did just try to break that 350, so I did get a bunch out here in front of 360. My other bids are now 340 to 350, and then waiting for VWAP as we go to Brendan again. Another one moving to the downside this time. NYT, New York Times, announcing a deal for the Athletic yesterday, $550 million. NYT straight southbound on that news today, guys, down 10%.
Okay, yeah, Athletic. Yeah, they were building a little fortress there, and it looks like they just got paid off.
Good for them.
So good for them. Okay, so Neo averaged in there. So let's see if this can make some moves back up to the upside, especially if the market goes. I think we can got this one. We are now in. I mean, another profitable name for us today, AMC. We just bought this at 23. It's at 23.40 right now. Starting to go back up to the upside. We've been waiting on Palantir to do something, not happening. DraftKings, we took another piece out as it broke above VWAP one more time, so 27.05. We were short at 27.74. This one is my number one stock today, so we are going to celebrate that and hopefully be able to have some nice wins to count here on AMC. So we'll wait to see where we go from here on that one. But right now, AMC trying to get some out at 20. Sorry, that's DraftKings. AMC. Oh, we just got it out. Okay, good.
YouTubers, influencers. There's a lot of shit I want to say.
And now it's looking like it wants to reclaim 150. Look how this looks on the 15-minute chart. Like you're breaking back.
I can imagine someone else is there.
And 150.
I'm talking
and you've made a couple of wicks to the downside.
Cryptocurrency, right? Part of it feels like the 2018 shite when ICOs are going bananas and all of that stuff, and you could replace that with NFTs. But we're in lengthening cycles, right? And I fully believe that the top of the bull market hasn't fucking come in yet. It is. I think it's a year. At 150k, that's where I think Bitcoin is going to top out. The entire crypto market will top out at like $7 or $8 trillion. It'll overshoot what most people think it's going to do, and that's where I believe it will go. That's fundamentally what I think it will do. I think the stock market will have a flat year. I don't think it'll go down. I don't think we'll have a recession. I think the interest rates are going to flatten it out. A lot of air will be taken out, and then we'll see a slow, gradual thing at the back end of the year. And it's going to be good. Again, it's probably the S&P will probably be up 5-6%, which is kind of what it should be doing year on year. It shouldn't be 27-28% like it did last year. Last year was an anomaly. I think on average the S&P goes up like 7-8% a year. And all these people, like the doom-mongers, saying that it's the end of the world, and because the Fed did that, and they're going to tighten, and the interest rates are going to hikes going to happen, the stock market's going to shit itself into the middle of next week, and everything's going to die. We're going to have a depression, and hyperinflation, blah 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 blah. The world's going to end, blah 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 blah. You know, all the people that said that the world was going to end when we had the pandemic, and it hasn't come remotely close to ending. That's the worst thing to get. I mean, I like the XP. I'm getting no bloody woodcutting XP. But,
obviously, this happened on DWAC too. It's like, it looks like it's going to hold the bottom and then break out a key level. And then the second I put a stop in, like, yeah, break the level, it then runs away from it. So again, I'm canceling that order. And
this is going to be, I'm going to, 5 days a week, I'm going to grind Lost Relics for a couple hours a day so that I don't destroy my wrist. So I get my daily rewards, like a mobile game. And you got to keep up the time in the game is more likely that you will get a Shadow Storm drop. And I'm thinking engine coins at 230, 240, it did go like to 270, 280, and then we've had the giant pullback and the markets have got murdered, and I think there's a little bit more murdering to go. But Engine Coin has utility and value. It's not like 90% of the shit on crypto, on CoinMarketCap that has literally no use. You know? And coins that have specifically been made, and they have, coins that have specifically been made just to make money and scam people. And the annoying thing is that that's what I'm seeing, and all of that shit is happening. We're seeing rug pulls, we're seeing bloody games, people making games as quickly as they can to get in on this metaverse crap, and all of that shit, and everyone seems to have forgotten what Bitcoin is, and what crypto should be. Decentralized finance is great. It's a great innovation. It's probably the best innovation that's happened, that came out of, and I still believe Polygon needs to sort its shit out, because it's not, that's annoying.
Generally not a great sign, but I just thought I would try one more time down here and then get out if we break below 20. I know that bottom is actually 18, so let me just
because one game can destroy the transaction fees on it, which is what's happened with Polygon. You can't go on the Polygon network. It's just, it's crashed.
hey, if we break that, then we're going to be gone on forward.
Can't interact with anything.
You know, taking
It's just crashed.
and I think it's early enough in the day. It's only 10
Eventually, everyone will get
Somebody
sick of that
does wanna
stupid
hold
fucking
without a
game.
chance to get a bigger
But
winner. So for me,
well, what I've read about it is, it sounds like a lot of people are just, it's been deliberately made to destroy
It happens. I don't want to get out of everything, but I'll get out of 75%.
Polygon because they're just doing transactions and transactions. They're flooding it with
We'll
transactions
wait for that one. Everything working out pretty good though. AMC good out
for no reason other than to DDoS attack the entire Polygon network. Which is kind of what it is.
Over at the big screen, Mr. Wickens, what's up, bud?
But it shows us there's a problem with Polygon.
As far as small caps are concerned, lots of opportunity here. It was one of those days where
And I still don't think the protocol solutions have got it sorted. Ethereum's stupidly expensive. I think we're 3-4 years away from that getting sorted. And don't get me started on blockchain games. Blockchain game. I mean, this is a blockchain game, but this is an actual game. This is an actual experience that has its own little economy, its own market that works. You don't need to own NFTs. It's completely free to play, which is great. It's a nice little grind every day. And on the off chance that you get a sexy transit, like I can't get transcender drops. I'm working my way towards doing dungeons that can give you the access to a transcendent drop. That's the aim. I also just want to basically get my woodcutting to a certain level and my fishing to a certain level so that I can get troves and I can get nests. And just open them because it's interesting.
I'm actually glad to have. There it goes. I'm glad to
get a little nice dopamine rush. You don't know what you're gonna get. Having a little gamble, but that's my end goal on this game. But I can do that all for free. If I'm putting in some time and effort, it's probably take me a couple of months to get to there. But that's
also coming down. The Nasdaq coming down. There's really no safe place to hide. It doesn't look like. Rivian was a great short idea. I'm all over that on the sticky note.
That's where I'd probably go.
Rivian, the short is still there.
We also want the stock market to absolutely lose 20, 30, 40% of its value. It's way, way overvalued. It's been way overvalued for a very long fucking time.
For us on DKNG, and the good thing we didn't reload there. We were waiting a little bit more, but here we go, man. This is making like all my other trades just seem minuscule right now, but DraftKings to the downside, a big win. This is $1 now in the money. I'm on the bid in the 40s, but I think I'm going to put a piece right now. That's a big move down. You've got to be a little bit more diligent and take a piece out when that kind of move happens. So DraftKings right now with $1 in the money, and that was the name I was most worried about. Wow.
Diligent is a school word. School word coming from Sean McDonald.
Yep.
I've always wanted like an algo that actually can track like how often we say certain words and like blah blah. It would be fun just to see because we talk so much all day long. Dogs came right back up to this $4 level, rejected. So actually, it'll seem like I got it in the way I didn't. It actually has bounced off a 94 very quickly on that 1 minute chart, and then I got some more shares in here at about 86.5. Even like I said, I'm out of this thing at a break 4. I just tested 4 once again. I don't think it's halted twice, which is probably the reason why. Like I just went long, but this long, candidly speaking, it's about the halt. Will I get more shares in the halt? I actually reversed long for less shares. So this is less shares that I'm long at 407 than I had shorting each time, and that's because it's already halted twice. Now I did try to get more shares on the halt there, but I didn't. I actually didn't get filled a bit, as you can see. I'll always take some out on the reopen trade, and the only reason why this wouldn't have been like a full position to the long side, like I said, it's already come really far, and it's already halted twice. So long on the third halt, I do have it, but it is for less shares. It won't be necessarily gangbuster. I was just saying in the chat, by the way, Nvidia, there goes Nvidia, because my stop was at that 75, the wick bottom, so I was like, it's imminently about to break down, I'm gonna get out. It then holds the level, so holding the line on Nvidia, almost barely though, it feels like it's only a matter of time before this one does come out for me. We'll see what happens, but I do still like this trade. If this is the low and the Nasdaq can hold up here, I think we're in a good spot, but obviously the market has had some trouble holding those bottoms. Nvidia for now is up 275. It's not feeling like
Bloody wood cutting!
But no, I still have my stop in.
I got another one. Can I get more?
Otherwise, I've got my
We've had two on this run. Two's amazing.
And when I say tapping, what I mean is the actual theoretical auction price, which is the place where it would open if it opened right now. That's sitting at $4 and just went to $4.12. So it's not really indicating a higher open. My long was on the break, so technically now it's indicating 434. I should get my orders in. It'll be a 5-minute open.
Your Global Foundry is apparently getting thumbs down today, but I mean everything's getting thumbs down.
I don't actually own it yet, which is crazy. I talk about it every day, but I haven't bought it yet, which is crazy.
All right, yeah, what's up, Sean Devon? He wants one that says frisky for your. Sean, you're not even a member, bro. I mean, you got to member up on that one there. He wants to know how many times you say frisky. I think the show, apparently. Shout out to everybody there. So we're looking at reloading AMC. AMC's been a good trade for us today. Obviously, we're positive on the name, but as you can see, it just made that little bottom, and I was thinking to myself, like, where do we want to get more shares in? So I look over at the sticky note, and I wrote down here 22.50. So I'm going to try to stick to that. That's where we were waiting. It only went down to 22.75. That would have been a sick reload opportunity down there, but we didn't do it. We were trying to wait for a little bit better there. 22.50. We still have a lot of this garbage down here on AMC as support, so that's kind of what we're waiting for. We did get a little bit stingy, I guess, maybe on that bid. We could have been buying on the way down, but we just wanted to sort of wait on that move. DraftKings, a nice trade as well. Look what we got out of that piece down there. And I was just saying, when DraftKings fell that fast right there, basically from 35 down to 80 in about 5 minutes or so, that's worth taking that out as it's $1 winner for us. So we're going to take that as much as we can. Look at Ford, guys. Yeah, you're funny, Ford. You know, get out of here, man. Honestly, like, this could have been just a way bigger. This would have been a day maker, but we got stopped out on that wick, and then it makes another one down here to 16. And I said we'd holding 25%. So honestly, to get out of that and still hold that 25%, it's actually going to turn out to be close to a winning trade because this drop down.
I've got that. I've got buried light stuck in my head.
It's a 7-cent hit. We're now in the money 10 cents, but only on a quarter of it. So if this can get back up to where I'm expecting it to around 50, then net it'll be about a flat trade. But we wish we obviously had the full boat on there. And then time for another reload here on an idea that really has worked off of previous levels. We haven't really tested down here yet on Palantir. Obviously, we had a big move yesterday down at
the market feels like everyone's shitting themselves.
1780 and 18. Now Palantir's making new lows here.
Like everyone is gone super uber bearish. The fear and greed index. If Bitcoin goes below 40k, he's going to probably be in the single digits. Could be 10, 9, 8, which is like that's. Conversely, the other side, whenever we've hit those levels at the very, like, there's not much lower to go. Like, it can't. Doesn't make sense. And as you buy when everyone is shit scared, and you sell when everyone is euphoric.
So hopefully a little bit movement down here into the.
Also, the RSI is a trash to shit.
So yeah, bid's gonna happen about 65 for me. Put on the exact same amount of.
It's not the same as the stock market, but yet the current, like, it makes no sense. It's like there's a. It doesn't make sense.
Discovery making an absolute run here up and still churning. It just broke the $30 level, up 17%. Crazy move. Someone in the chat was like, get out of your short in Marin. I haven't talked about it in a while, but I can tell you my trailing stop is right around VWAP. If it breaks 460, I'm going to cover the rest. Otherwise, I'm sitting on the bid in front of 420. So that's all I'll be doing on the MRIN. Yeah, I hadn't talked about it because it wasn't really anything exciting about it. Dogs opens up, and I went half size to the long side there. It was I didn't have the halt price. Like, I had 407. It opened up at 412, so 5-cent win. On that position. If it breaks 4, I mean, it literally, I was saying, if it breaks 4, I'm going to be out. Because it's halted twice, I know the third halt is after a long time open. I'm still thinking short this name, especially if it can hold below this halt price at 407. So we get a consolidation here. This might just be a short for the rest of the day after what we just saw in DOGs. I just keep in mind how far. It was like $9 yesterday to stop and fell to 3. So it does have a lot of room if it were to continue to fill in the gap. But after 3 halts, I'm usually looking for the short.
Alrighty, guys. So far so good, to be honest with you today. We're just waiting on some of these other plays. What else do you guys want us to look at here as we're trying to find some new names? I see AMD is a popular name on the chat, so let's have a quick look here. Obviously, we noted yesterday, even in strength, that AMD was pretty weak. It never really got going. It was a huge move. Obviously, lots of stuff got going off the bottom, but then you could see here, it just kept making sort of like lower highs, and then eventually bounced at about 1 o'clock. I've noticed AMD can go on runs in the afternoon, not to mean that we don't want to take a long now, but we'll do a little bit more work and see if we can figure out some bottoms on AMD. But right now, back over to Brendan.
Just checking on this JWEL. You remember we were talking about it a little bit. Over the past couple of weeks, had a huge move down, 21 all the way down to
hit the thing.
$5 as of this morning. Had a big volume spike up to 6 there, but coming back in for Joel. Was a Chinese retailer, if you remember. Miss D, as we said, off today under the weather. We hope she's feeling a little bit better for Monday, guys. But European markets are pretty positive, actually, to wrap up the week.
We're cutting the shite again.
For Europe with 1 hour to go over there.
About 300 bucks.
About the chip makers, a lot, well, not the chip makers, but a lot of chip makers in Europe doing really well and presenting good results. I think STM was one of them. They actually trade here as well, but I actually just took a look and we're at 1.7 likes, so I guarantee MSD is going to be pretty happy to see that. I know she'll be happier if we get to 3K. You guys all know that. We want to see her back, but obviously we wanted to rest up over the weekend, right? Like, so it's all about that. We know Trader Pratt is going to do yeoman's work today on the midday show in a half an hour because there was a lot moving, and of course he's going to be without his sidekick, but he's going to do a fantastic job anyways, and we'll still be around to try to help that out. I said dogs would turn back into a short after that halt. It did try to consolidate. Well, not try to. It got back towards that second halt high, which is about 395, and then consolidated lower. So I did start entering the trade here. The test is up that halt price at about 4. It halted at 412. My long ended up slipping to 407 there on the 4 break, but 412 is that top. So as long as it holds this line, that's what I'm looking for any kind of entry. In between 95 to like 4, 405, something like that. And as long as it doesn't break 412, I want to hang in the short. Maybe it just flushes from here and I never get any more shares in. And as I talk about it, that looks like it's what's going to happen. So I'm going to start getting some bids out because I would want stink bids on this just in case it does what it did last time, where it flushes to 350 and then comes back to the upside. You want to make sure you're taking some profit on the way down to VWAP. So we're going to stick those bids out there just now. And then, of course, if it does get to 350, there's always a chance that it breaks down at that 350 level where someone sat on the bid and managed to hold the line.
So yeah, we will check out some Roblox as well, and you can see AMC just went on one a little bit, all the way back up to 23.15. We actually went right back into the money, but right now I've decided I'm going to put on a little trade here if it gets back into 80. We just resisted this a couple times down here at 22.75, so well, supported it, I guess, and we should be long in a second. Where was my bid? Yeah, it's still there at 80. So okay, so hopefully we come down, we'll get filled up here at 80, and not filled up. We'll just take another long here just to average into this price, just in case that does hold, but then we want to put on more shares back down here to your 22.50. We did talk about that one. RBLX, I want to look at that too. I really want to look over at Rivian as that was making a move down. I just typed in NASDAQ on purpose on Roblox, so you'd think that would be a NASDAQ stock, but we talk about that all the time. Okay, so this is actually a decent situation here for Roblox. This is what we like, so thank you to everybody for bringing this to my attention here anyways. This is forming out now. It's going to obviously break one way or the other. So you're going to have to watch out. This is a good setup. This is consolidation down here. Although Roblox today, it hasn't been super violent. I mean, it's been a nice move down here, but now it's kind of calmed down. Like, it's been calm since 10 o'clock, which is about a half hour here. Roblox kind of just hovering. So what is that, 84.80, and that's 85.80. So we're here in a dollar range, looking to take out one of these sides. What am I? I'm heavier to the. Actually, I'm pretty good. I'm well weighted right now between the longs and the shorts, so I don't have to worry about that exposure. This is not bad here. I'm looking long on this name just because I'm thinking the market could break longer here. If you look at the NASDAQ, it's the same thing. We're just at these bottoms. This actually looks a lot like Roblox here, where we made that bottom there, and now we're barcoding a little bit, so that is the NASDAQ. Either way, you're going to have a trade here coming up on Roblox. It's going to be a drop through this 84.80. What is the spread like? It's okay. Or a break back above 85.60. So, you know, you're really close here. Thanks for this name. Unfortunately, I know we're not really giving out a trade on this, but if we look at a 20-minute, where are we? Yeah, I mean, it's hard not.
Because Lux Algo normally doesn't lead us astray. We can see the sell signal did come into play right back over here at the beginning of our downtrend over there. But just take note of this, guys, because if you're using Lux Algo, this might freak you out a little bit. Yes, Lux Algo is incredibly good at telling you that you're going into a downtrend, even when those downtrends move into bear markets. But they don't always mean you're going into a bear market. And the other thing to keep in mind here is that as of yet, we have not seen Trendcatcher turn red. We are below it, which is important, but we have not seen Trendcatcher turn red. And so we have not seen Trendcatcher turn red, and the EQ cloud here has also historically provided us support right here on top of it on the weekly chart. So the weekly chart perspective on Ethereum is that yes, we're in a downtrend. Yes, could we break bearish out of this rising wedge and move sideways? Could we trade sideways for 3 months here on Ethereum? Yes. We could do that. What do the fundamentals say? Again, take it back to the fundamentals, because the price is simply a reflection of the fundamentals, guys. Have you ever heard of the term priced in?
I mean,
That's a one-way thing. It's fundamentals priced into the chart. The chart does not price anything into the fundamentals. The fundamentals are the thing that drive the price. So let's look upstream. You know, if there's pollution in a river, do you go downstream to find it? No, you go upstream. It's up there somewhere because the river's flowing only in one direction. Here's the flow of value, guys. The flow of value is going from the fundamentals to the price action. Does the price action say bearish? Yes, it does. It says Ethereum could drop another $200. What do we find upstream? We find the most powerful, decentralized network of computers in the history of mankind that has the largest use case that we have ever seen. Ethereum has the strongest fundamentals of any project in this space, second only to Bitcoin. As far as a use case, other than currency and store value, it is so far away, it's not even funny. Solana, Cardano, Avalanche, all of these, they don't hold a candle to the amount of development going on Ethereum. It is not even close. So are there bearish things on the weekly chart? Yes. But remember, the price follows the fundamentals, not the other way around. With that said, let's read some super chats.
Yeah. Let's see here. We got one from Latour.
By the way, can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah.
When I get passionate, I'm not trying to talk down to anybody. You guys just know I'm very passionate. If I came off as if I'm talking down to anybody, I did not mean to do that. I don't think I was, but...
Oh, you're muted, so start that over.
Before we get to the super chats, we are only 100 likes away from me revealing
Well,
the
we need to get those
destination
100 likes.
of my
We do need to get those 100
vacation.
likes.
Yeah, everybody press the like
Smash the like button.
So
Yeah.
I really want to talk about my vacation
Yeah.
because it has I have a little narrative to go with it as well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
If you want to know where he's going on vacation, make sure to hit that like button.
Hit the like button.
And you know, obviously, we're gonna have some people that don't like this show in chat, but I've seen a lot of comments in chat saying they love this show.
Yeah, thank you guys.
If you guys love this, subscribe. Like, this is what we have daily. I was going back and forth with a guy who said, I just found you today and I recommended. Is this a normal, like, daily thing?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We do this
Monday
every
to
single
Friday,
day.
We are here.
Monday to
So,
Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern.
Oh, we did get 1.5? Alright, before Super Chats, we will announce where T-Shroom is going.
Where are you going, T-Shroom?
All right, guys. About what was it, 3-4 months ago, I met with an Army recruiter and I joined the United States Army. I am a Florida National Guardsman, and I will be in 4 days driving to Jacksonville, and there I will be getting weighed in for the final time, and then I will be shipped. They call it shipped to Army basic training in a destination that probably won't be in my best interest to divulge, but it is a Army basic training. And you might be thinking, but Taylor, you own a lot of crypto, you own a lot of stocks, you know, how are you feeling going in? I'm not gonna be able to access my account for 2 months, you know, how am I feeling? I'm honestly feeling very fine. And even as the price of Ethereum and Bitcoin are dropping, you know, it doesn't really shake me too much. It also helps that I've been writing the Why Bitcoin series because I'm seeing the bedrock, the fundamentals behind why I made the decision to buy Bitcoin in the first place, and it really has buttressed my convictions of why I bought Bitcoin and why I'm in crypto. And really, the only thing that would ever scare me is if the Federal Reserve got in front of the mic and said, "Hey, we've learned our lesson, guys. You know, we see everybody rushing into crypto. We're going to go ahead and throw some cold water on this whole fiat currency thing, and we're going to go ahead and back it to gold again." That would be the only thing that would make me question my investment in Bitcoin. So for 2 months, it's going to be a wild ride. I probably won't be wondering too much about my holdings, but it'll be interesting to come back.
They can't possibly do that, though.
And chat with you all.
This is far too much owned. How would they pay back the bond? The entire system would just fall apart.
Thing, and then there's the guard thing. So just so you guys know, guys and gals, he will be back. He'll be back off. He'll just be in a little better shape. He'll be giving some service to the country he's a part of. And I can't talk down to that. I'm retired from the U.S. Air Force from my service years ago, so I'm happy to have another vet that's going to be here a part of this.
By the way, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say I'll have a lot more to talk about why I joined in the future, but today we're talking about other stuff. But the primary reason is patriotism.
Let's take this as an opportunity to thank all of our veterans. Thank you very much to all of our veterans of the United States military. You guys keep us safe. You guys are the ones that allow us to do this show in a safe manner. Thank you so very much. You guys sacrifice a whole lot, and I want you to know that we at our team, we thank you very much for that.
The fact that the army even fucking exists
We love you too, Shannon.
is like
We're gonna be with you the whole time in spirit.
is terrible.
I'll try to do. I'm gonna pick up the task. How many push-ups do you do a day? Like every hour you do like 20 push-ups, right?
That's
Yeah,
correct.
he's been dropping you doing 20 every hour.
I'll start doing 20 push-ups an hour just in memory of.
Oh, okay.
Excellent.
There you go.
With a torn rotator cuff. Yeah.
Yeah, please don't do that, Tim.
I'm getting better. All right.
Good.
The tour has 3 different segment points. Jeb, nice lamp.
Thank you.
That
I like lamp.
love lamp.
I love lamp.
Kelly, excellent Twitter space last night. After Cardano guy got me fired up.
Oh yeah.
That is absolutely true.
Heard
That guy, I only got a portion of him, but what I heard was phenomenal.
No, he was phenomenal.
I think his name
and
is David,
I'm going
right?
to be reaching back out to him because
Yeah.
he had such a good insight being on the ground in Africa about not only Cardano but a lot of the adoption and implementation of different crypto and how fast it's starting to take off beyond people's expectations. But you can also Crypto Vet actually they recorded it. So if anybody wants to listen, just head over.
That's in chat, by the way. Shout out to Crypto Vet.
And if anyone doesn't have time to listen to the whole thing because it is long, I think he was because I was in it for about an hour and a half, and I had to dip in the middle of his talking. So
I'm
fast
going to
forward to
spend some
about an hour and a
time
half.
later timestamping it because there's so much we talked about. And
Yeah.
the Cardano stuff was excellent. And,
All right, the last thing Latour wanted, he just said his advice, and I don't think he's saying he's giving it. He's asking, how can I buy the dip if I already bought the dip before it dipped? I used profits like button.
Okay, so here's the deal. Dollar cost averaging is a good thing to buy the dip. It's also a good thing to exit, by the way. It is. What you can do is you can, whenever you say, okay, the market's going down, here's what I'll do. I'll say, I did this with ADA. I said, if ADA hits $1.20, I'm going to buy a third. If the ADA hits $1.10, I'm going to buy another third. If it hits $1, I'm going to buy another third. And when you say that, you got to follow that. You want to, if you're going to say something in trading and you make a plan, you can change the plan, and there's nothing wrong with that necessarily, but generally speaking, unless something has changed from before you made the plan, then you want to stick to that. So what I did, it dropped down to $1.20, now went down to $1.10, so I only bought my third. Now it's at $1.20 again, and I'm thinking, no, I might buy another third, so I might do that. But the point is, if you don't want to